Hello, and welcome to Real Books Don't Have Batman.
Because they don't.
I'm Frank Duran.
I'm Deshaun Vasquez.
And welcome to the first ever re-recorded episode we've ever done. That's not true. This is like the second we've done. Yeah.
But you would never know.
You would never know. We usually never do a second take of Real Books Don't Have Batman, but we had to this week because it was really hot. We put a fan near us, and we thought our mics would be better, but they lied to us. Damn you, Mike. Damn you.
They don't have miniature fuzzy baffles for the
Zoom.
For
the windscreen inside. Be like, quick. But really, this is a really short week, so we thought, why not? Let's just get right back into it. So we took a short break, got right back into it, and we're going to just kind of hopefully say what we said before. But first up, what you read in store?
I read Axe Cop #2.
Yeah? And how was it?
About the same as anything Axe Cop you could ever read.
I mean, I read a little bit of it. I read the beginning of it, and I loved the beginning. Immediately from the first page, you laugh.
Yeah,
that's the
ridiculous.
reason why it's wonderful.
I was reading it while waiting for you to show up at the store, and I was laughing ridiculously, and I started snorting. You know that's that good kind of laugh when you start snorting, and you're just like, and it's ridiculously embarrassing.
So Deshaun was
so
that
funny.
nerd in the comic book comic. That was great, dude. X-Cop's hilarious.
Cop's so ingenious.
That's us.
Totally.
You have found us. But I love Axe Cop, and I want more of the animated series. But if you don't have that, this comic is a great alternative.
Yeah, I really hope that it gets commissioned for a second season.
Yeah, really. I mean, I'm not saying because everyone's gonna jump on our back. You knew that the comic came out before. Of course we do. We love the comic. It's wonderful. But to see it move and animated it, and with Ron Swanson,
yeah, Nick Offerman doing the voice, it's hilarious.
I always say Ron Swanson. Absolutely, it's an incredible show, and I just want more of it. But I mean, you can just read it. Choice.
I'd probably give it a 9. I thought it was hilarious the entire way through. There's never a moment where I'm just like, that wasn't funny.
Yeah, it's good stuff. And then we get right into it. There was no other books I read in store other than I skimmed through Silver Reaper.
But not enough for it to talk about.
Yeah, other than it's great. I'm quitting. It's Doctor Who, but with Marvel. So you'll like it. But we'll go into what I think it just bears repeating. You should be reading Wonder Woman. This is Wonder Woman number 32. We have said this literally every week that Wonder Woman has been out.
Well, every month.
Every month, but I'll say it every week. I'll say it to everybody. I'll say it every day. I'll tell you every day. You should be reading Wonder Woman because this is what the New 52 is all about.
This is my go-to when I recommend New 52 books, as well as a go-to when I hear people talking smack about Wonder Woman.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here's a fair warning. You never make fun of the Trinity when you're around me. You don't disrespect Batman, you don't disrespect Superman, and you don't disrespect Wonder Woman.
Yo, I'm just his hype man. This man, he's got it. You don't fucking mess with him. No, but seriously, don't, because I've heard the rants.
It's ridiculous. And this book is incredible. And it's very progressive.
Absolutely.
It takes a lot of liberties with Wonder Woman mythos we're all used to.
I say that this is really the reason why the New 52, that it works. Same with Batman, that they did small tweaks, and they changed fundamental things about the character, but it wasn't it changes the archetype or anything. Yeah. And then they just ran with it. And what Scott Snyder has done is also comparable to what Brian Azzarello does in this book, because Brian Azzarello kills it every issue with this.
And he's not afraid to take risks.
No, and this has been full throttle for at least 3 issues. It has been just shit's going down, crazy mystery.
He had a specific story that he wanted to tell, and he just went for it. Fans aren't used to the fact that Wonder Woman is the daughter of Zeus, so I'm just going to go for it.
Yeah, and I really like it. I said it's like reading Sandman, where they kind of just don't... They play the gods so nonchalantly.
The gods are very unapologetic and very abstract at times.
Yes, absolutely. They can transform, they do all these crazy god stuff, and they don't really apologize to anybody about it. It's kind of fluid in a way.
Unconventional.
Yes, I really dig it, and the art, as always, is really well done. I mean, fighting the Minotaur has been like every issue, but it doesn't really get.
No, he shows up and just like, hey, what's up?
Yeah, he keeps popping up, but I don't really mind at all. And I really love seeing the firstborn's throne. It is
disgusting.
Oh, disgusting!
That's great.
It's wonderful. Like this is a great book, and I want to say that this is probably my favorite cover of the week. Wonder Woman. It has nothing to do with the book because in the book she does not have katanas, but
nor is she wearing that,
or is she carrying the baby. But it's incredible, and I don't care.
What she does wear instead is pretty sweet.
Yeah, we love she goes full battle armor at the end of the book, and it is it's sick.
Yeah.
I love her going full battle armor.
She's got gauntlets, she's got the shoulder pad, tying her hair back. She's like, she just got real. She's doing it ain't playing.
No, and I love that the gauntlet she has is so cool and the way she uses it. And I also love that she pulls out the swords from her bracelet so much more.
Nice.
And that's my favorite. Is like one of the favorite like little like weapon changes that has been done in the New 52 that Brian Azzarello introduced is the shooting out swords from her bracelets, because that was not a normal power.
Ever since the New 52, there's actually been a lot of like emphasis on the bracelets. Because I don't remember prior to the New 52 the bracelets
doing anything than blocking
bullets. I don't remember any notion of the mythology being that when she removes her bracelets, it like awakens her potential.
Yeah,
know?
I love that. Like, it's little things that make this book so it stands above. I think like I really do love this book, and I think that this is definitely an 8 or a 9. I think it's a 9. For me, it's a 9.
For me, it's an 8.
All right.
I think last issue was like a 9. Maybe. I can't remember.
It's just all been great. Yeah, it's all been wonderful.
It's just blurring together into just greatness.
And I kind of love even though the ending is kind of dumb in a way, I kind of love it. Like, I kind of go, yeah, he's back. Like,
yeah, because we haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, you're kind of like, all right, cool. So, like, this book just knows how to use its universe well. Basically, why
it really is its own separate universe, because as refuses to cross over,
it doesn't give a shit.
Anyone, if you want to get that, read Superman Wonder Woman, which is also a good book.
But that's exactly what that book's for. To connect the rest of the universe to Wonder Woman. But next up on the list is one of my new favorite books, Daredevil, #4. I'm so glad you're picking this up.
Are you? I'm so glad that I caught up in time to pick this up with the relaunch happened.
It's absolutely wonderful. Like, it is just crazy.
It's just a treat every time. Yeah, and I always feel like it's so laid back. Like, most of the issues I read when I caught up when Mark Waid started his run, I just feel so relaxed reading it. In the same way that I get that same feeling when I read Black Widow.
Yeah, you're just like, yeah, this is a nice adventure, like, and I just really like, I'm a new Daredevil fan, I have to say it, that, the new Anti-Fanboy podcast, or what we like to call them, the affiliates of the all-new Marvel, all new Marvel now, they turned us on to Daredevil, and like
among others.
Among other
Nicholas
things.
Prom was also one of them. A couple of people were just like, you gotta read Daredevil.
Yeah, and they were exactly right, because I think I'm falling for this character. It's wonderful. I want to read so much.
I'd said before I even read Mark Waid's run on this that every time I read something Daredevil, it just makes me think I should be reading more Daredevil.
Yeah, and I love that, like, even though I know little about the character, I know the fundamentals, and I know that how big of a character the Owl is in the Daredevil universe, and I love how he's played in this entire arc. Mark Waid just knows how to do characters and then complete a story in this amount of space. A lot of books don't know how to do that. They have a lot of problems figure out what they want to do in this amount of space. Kind of like this one.
Daredevil.
Yeah.
Like, this is a happy Daredevil.
Even though
he's had a dark past, he's had a very depressing life, but he's just trying to take things in a new perspective. You would never get that with Batman.
No.
Because depressed Batman sells.
No.
Angry Batman who wants to just punch everything. That's how Batman's gonna work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Unless we somehow revert to the Silver Age.
Like, absolutely, end of Death of the Family, just them being like, oh, no, we're not going to hang out with you, Batman. Just like, oh, we just went through this terrible deal, but we don't want to hang out with you.
It's like, fine, I'm going to be happy again. I'm going to put the eyebrows back on the cow.
No. But I love it. The art is fantastic. You said it before.
It's classy.
It's classy.
Sam Neill's art is comparable to, like, David Mazzucchelli's art.
But with fantastic coloring and also what I found is that he's got this thing for backgrounds. Like sometimes he'll put so much detail into certain wide shots and then just not put any in at all. Like this restaurant scene right here. Look, he does the whole restaurant here, and then for the rest of the scene, it looks like green screen.
Like a green screen in the background. They're shooting a scene.
Yeah, like look, and then they do it again. This one, it's like, did somebody forget to green screen out that whole background right there? Like,
forgot to key the background.
But it actually is kind of genius in a way, like kind of Calvin and Hobbes-ish, like where they do like really detailed backgrounds, but sometimes just colors to like fill in, and I dig that.
Kind of in the sense it's just like you've seen the background, you know it's there. I got
characters
to focus on,
you know, like, and I love it because he does such a fantastic job.
I do like the two fangirls taking a selfie with Daredevil.
Batman would never. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, well, Bruce Wayne takes a selfie.
Well, for one, no one knows.
Yeah.
You know? Now the cat's out of the bag for Daredevil, and Matt Murdock's trying to take a new perspective on life. Fuck it.
Yeah, he's
blind. What's he got to lose? Just take a selfie with Daredevil.
I loved it. What would you give this?
A 9.
I'm right there. 9. It's wonderful. It's great stuff. Finishes up the arc, and then we are moving on to something more, and I'm just happy there's more. You know, like I'm just like, Mark Waid, please keep writing forever. So I said it before. This book doesn't know nothing about pacing.
Pacing, watch that.
Watch that. But this is Batman and Ra's al Ghul. Again, he will beat you. This man will fight you if you say Ra's al Ghul or
Ra's. I've heard. Ra's. So Alfred, Michael Caine, Ra's al Ghul. Ra's al Ghul.
But really, it's mostly a good story. What I gotta say about this book is I dig the story now. For the first couple pages, I actually dig what's going on, and you're like, whoa, he's finally gonna finish this story, and it's gonna be sick.
And it starts to really pick up speed. It starts to get some traction. You know what I mean? It starts to get really engaging, and then the moment it starts getting really good, an ending that comes out of nowhere. And
it's not a good ending like we said that book had.
Yeah, it's not even the typical surprise cliffhanger that you get in comics. It's just that for this context, I'm being vague. I'm being vague because I don't want to give it away. But given the way this is handled and where this comes from, it doesn't make any sense.
No, I have no idea what's going on because literally the next book that comes out is the Robin Rises Omega #1 one-shot. And then after that, there's going to be the Batman and Robin number 33. So there's obviously going to be some sort of Robin with
But then again, on the last page, it says next Red Dawn.
Red Dawn?
Yeah, next Red Dawn and Robin Rises Omega. So maybe this will be something short?
I don't know.
Or just kind of crash through the wall?
I have no idea. The ending ruins this book because it actually is a good story. We finally get some Patrick Gleason does a fantastic job art-wise. I love Batman and Frankenstein going around, and this goddamn scene is amazing. I want this framed and put on my wall. It's just it's so badass because the only person who could piss off Batman enough that he wants to kill him other than the Joker
is Ra's.
It's Ra's. He lets him have it. I love it. And this is quite the fight because it's Yetis versus Man-Bats, and it's ridiculous. But it's fun. It's just a load of fun until the end when they just throw something, and you're like, huh? You're like, Peter J. Tomasi, I get it. You're a good writer. And he's a good writer.
Yeah, and he was dealt a bad hand, you know?
Basically, he's been hit with editorial mandates, and I think it's the grieving thing was good for a little while. I liked it.
But it went on.
And then the hunt for Robin went way too long. Because we all knew it was going to lead to this. Because they announced it a while ago. Which was this whole, like, you were just kind of like, this is all kind of filler. Until we get to actually what the fuck happens at the end with Omega. And it
just bring back Robin already so we can get the same dynamic that we used to have when Damian was around. And it was just great. Like, it was, like, always number 2, second to Snyder's book.
Yeah, I that's the thing, is like, I jumped on this book because I love Damian and Batman. I kind of want that back, but I also don't want Damian's death to be in vain, per se. Is that bad? Like, I don't know, because, like, I want him back, of course, but, like, I don't want it to be stupid that he's back 8 months later.
I didn't really care for his death much anyway, though.
Yeah.
I just didn't care for Batman Incorporated.
I thought it was a cool book. Like, I will read Batman Inc. number 8, like, hundreds more times in my lifetime, probably, because it's a good single issue. It's crazy, but it's good.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I'm just kind of like...
Well, I mean, they're being vague about it with the Robin Rises thing. Just like, Robin is coming back. I'm just like, well, Damian's the only one in the ground right now.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, everyone else is alive, so I don't know who else could it be.
Dick Grayson becomes Robin again. Agent Robin.
Or maybe they're talking about the Robin that's dead on Earth 3 that's evil, maybe? The one that Owlman was looking for from
maybe
before?
Maybe Damian's a big fat cock tease and they're really just going to go with Carrie Kelly.
That's what I would want. I want Carrie Kelly to come in and be like, wah! And that would be Robin Omega.
I want my slingshot.
Yeah, that's the thing. I just want to see a rock go off of a Ra's al Ghul's face, and then it's Carrie Kelly coming in and she just kicks the shit out of Ray.
You know Shiv.
Yeah, you know Shiv. And I would love that, but, like, they're probably not going to do that. They're trying to bring in Carrie Kelly, but slowly. And they're not doing Bluebird. Come on. They know they're
Bluebird's not a Robin to begin with, you know?
Yeah, but that would be a cool book.
Batman and Bluebird. Look at that.
I read Batman.
It even rolls off the tongue nicely. Batman and Bluebird.
I'm down for it.
Yeah.
I'm down for it. All right.
What do you think? What do we rate that issue?
It's a 6. It's a 7 because it's a good issue. It just falls apart at the end. The end is so disappointing in a way that it just kind of ruins the book.
Takes away a point, you know.
It could have been an 8 because it could have ended nicely. Didn't. Next up is probably one of my favorite, but also really, it's just like Harley Quinn people favorites. Like, any fan of Harley Quinn should be reading Harley Quinn from DC. Number 7 we are on, and it is,
as per usual, ridiculous and ridiculous.
Ridiculous, sexual,
but very coherent and cohesive because Amanda Conner and Jimmy Palmiotti know how to write, and they've worked together many times.
They're married.
Yeah.
They do a fantastic job, and it's kind of like Paul Dini's and Bruce Timm's wet dream for a comic.
This is more like Harley and Ivy friendship with that sexual tension sprinkled all over the place, and they do not hide it here.
No, not even ashamed. They don't give a fuck. But, like,
it's always Harley too.
Yeah, she's pushing it, and that's what's I think that's what's so great is that you kind of get the crazy Harley here, and I kind of love it. You realize that, like, if you didn't realize before, you could just read this single issue and realize that Harley can stand on her own as a character.
Yeah.
Like, way beyond Joker. Doesn't even need Joker because she is a force to be reckoned with by herself, and she is just brutal as fuck.
She's really, like, elevated herself as her own singular character.
Yeah.
With her own universe, especially with, like, this book.
Absolutely.
Even more so than I would say some characters do, like Nightwing.
Absolutely.
Because I actually as much as you want to push Nightwing as his own man, him being Robin will always be in the back of your mind.
I am really upset he's going to be... Grayson, I hope, is a good series, but Tim Seeley... We'll talk about Tim Seeley in 2 seconds. But Harley Quinn is ridiculous, funny, out of line, and I love it. It's kind of like the Deadpool of the DC universe, but not really because it's Harley Quinn and it's so her.
And the humor is more unique.
Yeah.
The humor is different. It's not the same kind of gags that Deadpool would have.
Definitely. It's just Harley.
Yeah.
It's Harley.
It really has its own identity.
I think you should be reading this if you're a Harley fan.
And even with this book, you think it might be, just a day of inactivity with Harley and Ivy hanging out. No, this actually ties into this whole storyline of all the bounty hunters and the bounty that's on Harley's head.
It's kind of good.
Yeah.
With some fantastic.
Definitely goes in directions you didn't expect.
No, not at all.
But you just buy it because Harley's nuts.
I love it. I think it's hilarious, and we talked about. I mean, it doesn't matter. They don't care. They just don't. Like, look at this art. They don't care. But it's fantastic. I love the reading. What would you give it?
An 8.
An 8. It's good shit. You should be reading Harley Quinn if you're a Harley Quinn fan. If you're even slightly interested in Harley Quinn, read that book because I think it'll win you. Next up on our list,
the final one.
The final one is Batman Eternal number 11. Now,
all right.
Yep.
This is the one for me.
He'll explain.
This is the one for me.
All right, go.
It's not good.
Okay, because I like it. I think it's interesting. It is one of the weirdest issues of Batman Eternal that has come out yet. It is because the artist is so strange.
It's very Frank Whiteley-esque.
Maybe.
But not as good.
But
a lot rougher, a lot more exaggerated.
I kind of like it because it's more like Ren and Stimpy-ish, like 90s, like really close-up
It's
shit.
not really the art style that bothers me. I just don't think it's appropriate for this context.
This is an out-of-line issue because it's Batgirl in Brazil chasing down a superstar who
she had seen on security cameras, and she suspects that he's a part of Gordon's framing.
And then, as she's trying to do that, some girl with a scorpion face tries
to murder her. And then they just have this weird fight, and then there's some, like, plus-size women in, like, body paint.
And then
completely naked.
And then they jump out a window, and there's Starfire. Yeah, Starfire and Red Hood.
Doing this for some reason.
For some reason, she pilots a plane like that. She's like, I'll just do it with my
pelvis.
And
then Red Hood shows up for no reason.
Why does Red Hood paint a smile on his face? Why did he go to Happy Meals? Like, did he go to McDonald's? like he's just like, I want that. Why does he look like that? Like, but the thing is, I kind of dig the art. Like, it's strange.
I've told you, this is really not the art that's the problem. It's just not appropriate now. The biggest thing that we need in Batman Eternal, with it being a weekly series, is consistency.
Yeah.
Especially with all the rotating writers. Here, it's just pushed so far away. And I feel like almost little to nothing of importance happened in this issue, except for the end.
Except for Stephanie Brown.
That too.
And her spoilers. She goes and she finds out her history of her father, and like mostly his like secret origin, and finding out about Cluemaster, and I love it. It's the only part of the book that makes me go gold. Mm-hmm. Like, that's comic gold. Like, they get down to the core of who Spoiler is and who Cluemaster is in, like, instant.
Yeah.
And I love that. And I also dig the Alfred Pennyworth and daughter scene. But the problem is, the art is just really strange in those scenes. They are, I don't even know what to say.
And it bothers me. I want it to be consistent. Like, Batman Eternal is not the book to be experimental right now.
Because Future's End is so... I tried reading it this week because I was like, oh, look, there's Future's End. And look, Jeff Lemire's on the front. And I picked it up and I was like, Frankenstein fighting in the Phantom Zone with Black Adam. This will be sweet. And I read it and I was like, sick. And then it got, of course, to Grifter. And then they went on to something else stupid. And then they went on to Batman Beyond, and he was dressed in a trench coat, and I don't know why. And I hate you, Future's End. I hate you.
Why do you keep reading, Frank?
I don't.
Why do you keep going back?
It abuses me. Because it's got Jeff Lemire and Brian Azzarello.
Wait for articles to just like sum it up. I'm curious of who the masked Superman is. But when that's revealed, it'll just be on some article at some point.
No, really, guys. Like, we're huge DC fans, and we don't support Future's End at all.
Because it's crap.
Because it's crap. Like, we love Trinity War. Like, we will fight anybody about Trinity War and Forever Evil, like, for a day.
Because it's good. And so is Batman Eternal. And even at then, I don't hate this issue.
No, it's just
and I don't really dislike it. I think it's okay.
It's more like a Batman Inc. issue.
Yeah.
Which we already talked about.
And
I
don't like Batman.
I liked it, but, you know, it's weird. Like, it had El Gucho in it, is the problem. Any story without Gucho in it makes me go, why did this happen? Like, El Gucho, damn you, man. That I always say, he always talks like he's El Gucho, the Batman of Argentina. You're just like, damn it, man. You're like El Gucho.
I don't like it.
I don't
like it.
I liked it, though, so I'm going to give it a 7?
I'm going to give it a 6.
All right. But that doesn't mean it's bad. Believe us. The 6 is not damning.
This isn't good.
It's just...
But it wasn't bad.
It's just, we know that there's a Batman Eternal next week that could rock our socks off.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing about Batman Eternal is you'll take the one weird issue that's kind of disconnected because it still works. It's just, this was strange.
And let's keep Tim Seeley on a leash, please.
Yep, somebody please.
Yeah.
Scott Snyder, you just grab him. Just stop him now. But thank you guys. That's all we have for this week. We are, of course, sponsored by GeekyUniverse.com, RhymesGeek.com, ComicsRelated.com, ComicPodcast.com, GAU Studios. We are on their YouTube. If you want to see our beautiful faces, go to the YouTube and click subscribe down below.
It's a lot of sponsors.
Yeah. We got a lot of websites that we're on because we're a podcast. You should see us everywhere. That's all I'm saying. We make it. But thank you guys for everything and all the support you give. It is extremely humbling all the time how much our show is received, and I love it.
And we promise Dark Victory is coming.
Dark Victory this Saturday. Get excited.
Get excited.
Get hyped. But really, have a great week, guys.